Abdo Kids History Maker Biographies. Jane Goodall, Chimpanzee Expert and Activist, by Grace Hanson. Abdo Publishing Company. Early life. Jane Goodall was born on April 3, 1934. She was born in London, England. England, London. Europe, Asia, Africa. As a girl, Jane loved animals. She spent time playing and exploring. She dreamed of living in Africa. Jane finished high school in 1952. She could not afford to go to college, so she worked small jobs. To Africa. In 1956, Jane was invited to Africa. Her friend's family had a farm in Kenya. Jane happily said yes. In Africa, Jane met Dr. Louis Leakey. Jane helped him dig for fossils. Leakey gave her a new job. It was to study chimpanzees in Tanzania. Learning about chimps. At first, the chimps ran away from Jane, so she watched from afar. In time, they let Jane get closer. Jane learned many things about chimps. They used twigs as tools. They could be mean. More often, they were kind and loving. Jane Goodall Institute. Jane knew chimps needed protection. In 1977, she started the Jane Goodall Institute. Its mission is to protect all living things. Jane today. Today, Jane travels most of the year. She speaks to many people. She teaches them to make the world a better place. Timeline. 1934. April 3rd. Jane Goodall is born in London, England. 1952. Jane finishes high school. 1956. Jane's friend invites her to her family's farm in Kenya. 1957. Jane travels with Dr. Leakey and his wife to dig for fossils. He offers Jane the chance to study chimps in Tanzania. 1960. July 14th. Jane arrives in Tanzania. November. Jane observes the chimps using tools. 1977. Jane founds the Jane Goodall Institute for Wildlife Research, Education, and Conservation. 1994. Jane and Tanzanian students found roots and shoots. It is an environmental and education program.
The Gingerbread Man, a Twin Sisters ebook, written by Eric Subin. An old woman and her husband lived together on their farm. One day the old woman said, "I will make a gingerbread man for my husband's supper." She mixed the gingerbread in a bowl, then she rolled it out and shaped it like a little man. She gave him raisin eyes, a cherry mouth, and nuts for buttons. At last, the gingerbread man was ready for the oven. After a time, the old woman looked into the oven to see if her baking was done. She had no sooner opened the oven than the gingerbread man hopped up, leapt to the ground, and ran straight for the open door. "Stop, stop!" cried the old woman. The gingerbread man sped into the vegetable patch, the old woman close behind him. The husband was tending vegetables. "Stop, stop!" he cried when he saw the gingerbread man. But the gingerbread man called, "Run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man." The gingerbread man started down the road, the old woman and her husband close behind him. Soon the gingerbread man passed an old hound dozing in the sun. "Stop, stop!" the hound barked. But the gingerbread man only laughed. "Run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man." The gingerbread man took off across a grassy meadow, the old woman, her husband, and the hound close behind him. Soon the gingerbread man passed a cow munching crunchy clover. "Stop, stop!" the cow mooed. "Run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man." The gingerbread man came to a town. The old woman, her husband, the hound, and the cow close behind him. It was market day, and the streets were crowded with people. "Look at the gingerbread man!" cried a child. "Stop, stop!" cried the townspeople. "Run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man." Now the old woman, her husband, the hound, the cow, and all the townspeople were close behind the gingerbread man. At last, the gingerbread man came to a stream. On the bank sat a fox. An old woman, her husband, a hound, a cow, and all the townspeople are close behind me, said the gingerbread man, panting. "Too bad," said the fox. "I must get across the stream," said the gingerbread man. "I can help you," said the fox. "Hop onto my back." The gingerbread man hopped up, and the fox jumped into the water. After swimming a short way, the fox said, "The water is getting deeper. Hop onto my neck." The gingerbread man did as the fox suggested. After swimming a little farther, the fox said, "The water is up to my neck. Hop onto the top of my head." The gingerbread man did as the fox suggested. Just then, the fox gave his head a toss and opened his mouth wide. The gingerbread man flipped into the air and landed smack between the fox's jaws. Crunch! Munch! That gingerbread man was gone. The fox trotted home, waving his bushy tail. Of the old woman, her husband, the hound, the cow, and all the townspeople, only the fox was clever enough to get that silly gingerbread man for his supper.
published by Kids Can Press. There once was a bear, a moose, and a beaver who were the best of friends, though they often disagreed. One sunny day, the bear, the moose, and the beaver decided to go canoeing. The moose wanted to steer, but so did the bear and the beaver. They all sat in the stern. With so much weight in the back of the canoe, it tipped, and they ended up in the water. So they played eeny, meeny, miny, moe, and it was decided that the moose would steer. They all settled back into the canoe and began to paddle. The bear insisted on paddling port side, but the beaver and the moose also preferred the left. With everyone paddling on the same side, they traveled in circles. Soon their arms grew tired, so they began to switch sides. That's when they finally started to travel in a straight line. But just as they began to make progress, they came to a stop at a beaver dam. They all had different ideas as to how to get across. The beaver wanted to push the canoe, but that didn't work. The moose thought they should pull the canoe. That didn't work either. Fortunately, the bear figured it out. The only way across was to portage. Back in the water, the bear, the moose, and the beaver settled into a rhythm and started to really enjoy paddling along the river. But it wasn't long before they began to argue. They argued so loudly that they didn't notice the current growing stronger, or the quiet rumbling in the distance. Until it was too late. The river had turned into wild whitewater rapids. Thrown sideways, underwater, through the air and everywhere, the bear, the moose, and the beaver held on for their lives. Exhausted, bruised, and wet, the three friends landed on a rock in the middle of the rapids. The moose wanted to burn the canoe to make a signal fire. The bear wanted to throw the beaver to shore to get help. The beaver figured swimming to shore would be safer. They argued over whose plan was best well into the night. The next morning, it dawned on the bear, the moose, and the beaver that they would have to work together to make it home safely. So they climbed back into their battered canoe, took a deep breath, and ran the rapids. They twisted, leaped, crashed, and blasted through the water. The rapids were fierce, but with the bear's powerful strokes, the moose's steady hoof, and the beaver's clever commands, they set a true, clear course. At last, the bear, the moose, and the beaver made it to shore. After a much-needed nap, the bear, the moose, and the beaver worked together to repair their canoe and paddles, catch some fish, and cook lunch. Before they tucked into their meal, they all gave thanks for the wildest adventure they had ever had. Rested and relaxed, the bear, the moose, and the beaver were ready to set out for home. After taking a long look at the raging rapids, they decided to walk. And who could disagree with that?
Guinea Pigs Are Not Pigs by Evelyn Ryan. What is it? Guinea pigs are cute little animals that many people keep as pets. In some places, people eat them. This furry critter isn't actually a pig. If guinea pigs aren't pigs, then what are they? Read on to find out. Guinea pigs are rodents. A rodent is a small furry animal with long front teeth. These teeth never stop growing. Guinea pigs and other rodents keep their teeth sharp by gnawing on wood and other plants. Rodents make up about half of all the mammals in the world. Where are they? Originally, guinea pigs were wild animals from South America. There are no wild guinea pigs anymore, but they're closely related to several kinds of wild rodents. Today, guinea pig pets can be found in people's homes all over the world. On the farm. People first started living with guinea pigs around 5,000 years ago. At that time, people in South America began using the rodents for food. They put guinea pigs in pens so they wouldn't run away, just like we do today with chickens. Eating veggies. Guinea pigs spend a lot of their time gnawing and eating. They eat most kinds of vegetables, but they love leafy green vegetables. They get most of the water they need from the plants they eat. Noisy pigs. Guinea pigs may have gotten their name from the noises they make. They squeal like pigs do, sometimes very loudly. They often do this when they think they're about to be fed. Depending on how they feel, guinea pigs also click their teeth, growl, and purr. Guinea pig families. Female guinea pigs can have babies several times a year. They usually have about 4 babies at a time, but they can have up to 14. Guinea pigs grow quickly. They usually live 3 to 5 years, but some live up to 8 years. I'm no guinea pig. Have you ever heard someone say they were treated like a guinea pig? That means they were used to test something new. Guinea pigs have long been used to study and test new products. This has helped keep people safe, but many people think it's cruel. Piggy pets. Guinea pigs are popular pets. They're easy to care for. They're also very friendly. Once they're used to you, you can pick them up and pet them. Guinea pigs don't usually bite people. It might happen if they mistake your finger for a carrot.